dramatic windswept archaeological site in eastern Turkey, was once a thriving medieval city on the caravan route through Central Asia. At its height, Ani had a population of well over 100,000 and was the rival of Constantinople, Baghdad, and Cairo. Once renowned for its splendor and magnificence, in the Middle Ages, Ani began a long decline due to attacks and shifting trade routes. Ani's great buildings were abandoned, leaving the ruins of the city exposed to the elements. World Monument Fund's current scope of work focuses on the remains of two great religious structures, Ani Cathedral and the Church of the Holy Savior. Construction of Ani Cathedral began in AD 980. It was designed by Tirdat, one of the most celebrated architects of the time, who went on to supervise the reconstruction of Hagia Sophia following its partial collapse a few years later. Ani Cathedral's domed, cross-shaped plan is a very early example of a style of religious architecture that endured for centuries. WMF is also conserving the Church of the Holy Savior, built in 1035 to house a piece of the True Cross. The church's design is unique, with 19 external sides, an octagonal interior, and a huge central dome. The church remained largely intact until 1930, when it was struck by lightning and the entire eastern half collapsed. Ani's cultural landscape was placed on the 1996 World Monuments Watch, which led to WMF undertaking several years of condition surveys and structural analysis. Beginning in 2009, World Monuments Fund and the Turkish Ministry of Culture and Tourism developed plans for conservation of these two important structures. In 2011 and 2012, WMF and its partners undertook documentation using panoramic photography, laser scanning, GIS surveys, and environmental monitoring. These investigations will provide conservators with a wealth of data on current conditions and conservation needs. Site work recently began at the Church of the Holy Savior. To allow a protective scaffolding system to be installed, WMF's team moved and documented over 150 large pieces of fallen remains, weighing 4 to 12 tons. The fragments, many of which are inscribed and carved, will be laser scanned and studied for possible reintegration into the standing structure. 3 levels of steel scaffolding have recently been erected to protect workers within the church and to support the weakened section of the dome until repair work begins. The scaffolding will also provide access to the structure for further study of the whitewashed wall paintings and allow for repairs to be made to the cracked sections of the walls and dome. The documentation, conservation, consolidation, and strengthening of the Church of the Holy Savior and Ani Cathedral will be completed over 4 years. Working with the Turkish government, World Monuments Fund is ensuring that the wonders of this long-forgotten site will once again be appreciated for years to come.